Hello, grade 6. Today we are going to study computer science. Where we left from where we left last time, it is regarding software. So let me share a screen with you. Okay. So last time we were talking about plotter. These were the output devices we had covered. So now we will be discussing about the software. So let me tell you what is software first, and then we will work and I will tell you further. So software is something kind of a device in which you want to run your programs like MS Word, MS Office, database management. These are the applications you can use this. And system software is something which is an intangible thing, you cannot touch it. These are the connection systems through which you can process your data, you can save it, you can run it, many things. But also there are types of softwares. Here there are two softwares, one is system software and other is application software. So as you can see, this system software is divided into 4 parts, and then the application software is divided into 2 other. So system for software is divided into operating system, utility program, device driver, and the language translator. And the application software is divided into basic application and the specialized application. So let me tell you one thing, that you need to memorize the terms or the terminologies which is used in computer science. This is something, if you know the meaning of it, you can understand the whole function, you can understand why it is used, and you can understand what are the functions and why you need to use it. So I need to tell you what is system software. First I was telling you about the software through which we can run different programs. Now it is about system software. It is a kind of a design operation of a computer system. It helps you in running different application softwares, programs. System software can be classified into different categories, like first is operating system, drivers and the interpreters and the compilers and the assemblers. And they are for some special tasks. You can they can help you in your different or particular tasks you can do with the help of system software. In operating software is the controller, or is the master or the controller which runs the computer. Operating system is the main thing. It is very important because through operating system the computer can run different programs. It controls the flow of the signals from the central processing unit. Now whenever there is a signals or commands you are giving and you are receiving it from the central processing unit. Central processing unit is the CPU you use for the various parts of the computer. When the computer is switched on, the operating system is the first program loaded in its memory. Whenever you open a PC, the operating system is the first program which is loaded, or you can say it is running in a progress. Some popular operating system are Windows, Android, Linux and Mac. As you are familiar with the Android version, which is used in the cell phones, and the Windows which are used in the PCs or computers. And then there is a drivers. You need to look into the book also. And then there is this driver. A driver is what, let me show you the map so you can understand it more better. So there is this system software, and there is this driver. Driver is a computer program that enables your computer to have some interaction with your hardware. And hardware is something like parts of the computer in which you can touch, like mouse, keyboard and CPU. So a driver is something, a kind of a program which enables your computer to have your interaction or to interact with your hardware device such as printer and flash, or you can also say USB drivers. And then there is this compiler. Compiler means to combine. A compiler is a program that translates a high level computer language into a machine language program. As you are familiar that computer cannot understand your language, so the language of computer is different, and through its coding and through its function they can understand what the computer is trying to say. So a compiler is used to translate high level computer language into machine code so that the computer can receive it. The compiler first read the whole program and then go to translate it into machine language. First it has to just understand the whole thing in this program, and then it converts into a machine language. It then reports computer error to the user along with the line numbers. If there is an error, it can give you the signals. The translated program is called the object program or the object code. So there is again this coming the terminology. If the program is translated, it is called what? It is called object program or the object code. And the object program is saved for the permanently purpose. Permanently means you can save it for a longer duration and for your future use or for the time to come. And then there is interpreter. Interpreter is also a program that translates your high language into your computer code and execute it, or execute means the program which is running. It then does the same for the next system, and then it allows the system in the program to be translated, and then the program is executed. An interpreter is smaller than a compiler. This version of interpreter is smaller than the compiler. The object code produced in that interpreter is not saved. As I have already mentioned that the compiler can save it for the further use, but in this the interpreter cannot save it for the further use. And if you need the same instruction again, then you have to process the whole system again. And then there is this assembler. An assembler is a program that translates an assembly language into a machine language code. So now we have covered this interpreter, compiler and the assembler, and now this is the application software. So why we need application software? Application software is designed to help some users to do some kind of a work, but type of a work, not all kind of a work. It can be classified into two categories. One is the package and the other is utilities. As you can see in this slide, this is the utility program and this is the package, which is the type of application software. So why there is a need to what is the need for the package, why we use it? Package is a computer application which is consisting of one or more programs for a particular work. So it can contain one or more than one program and you can do that particular work. A package is like your word processor such as WordPad and WordPad 2013. As you are familiar with the applications, you must have used this Word. Or let me share one thing. If you are not familiar with the word processor or WordPad, but I am sure you must have used this WordPad in your PC once in a while. Okay, just a sec. Just a sec. The system is not working. Just a sec. Let me show you the notepad. Word notepad. I can show whenever you see an image, so you can see this is the WordPad, and it is always available in every kind of a computer or any version. So this is the Word notepad which is included in the packages as an example, and this is MS Word. I'm sure you are familiar with MS Word. What we do in MS Word, you can write any essay, application, you can form table in it, you can draw pictures and many other stuff. So I have to share the screen again, and you know the reason I am showing you the pictures, because whenever you see a picture or a video, you catch that concept more easily and more quickly. So you must be familiar with the packages, what it is, kind of assembly of files and information used to refer bundle of products it suits. The best of the packages are the Microsoft Office. In this, not only just package, the MS Word is coming, different kinds of Microsoft Office like MS Word or database or PowerPoint is coming in this category of Microsoft Office. And then there is a utility program. Why we use this utility program is designed to do maintenance work on the system or on the system components. Now, do you know the meaning of the maintenance? The word maintenance gives you the clear comprehension or clear idea about what does maintenance has to do with this utility. Maintenance is just to do a kind of update your system, update anything. You know, every organization, every human being needs a maintenance to go with the flow. So the computer programs also need this maintenance so that they can work properly. The example which are coming in this is utilities are this backup software such as Amanda and Box Backup. And now let me show you this, but in a more, as you can see, there is a virus through utility. This virus can be updated and maintained. And now the computer languages. Before going on this, I need to show you a video clip which is in Urdu. You can understand it very well, and after that I can give you a little summary about what it is all about, and you have to do the homework in the end. Let me share the screen. Okay.
हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश अल्फ़ाबेट से बनी लैंग्वेज है। इसे ह्यूमन बीइंग या हम कहें प्रोग्रामर इसे समझ सकते हैं, पर कंप्यूटर नहीं समझ पाता। इसलिए हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में लिखे प्रोग्राम को ट्रांसलेट किया जाता है 0 और 1 के फॉर्म में, जिससे कंप्यूटर समझ सकता है कि प्रोग्रामर ने प्रोग्राम में क्या इंस्ट्रक्शन दिए हैं। यहाँ पे ट्रांसलेटर का यूज़ किया जाता है, जिसे हम कंपाइलर और इंटरप्रेटर भी कहते हैं। ये हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज को 0 और 1 की फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट करता है, जिससे कंप्यूटर यह समझता है कि प्रोग्रामर ने क्या इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया है प्रोग्राम के जरिए। ट्रांसलेटर का काम है हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज को लो लैंग्वेज में कन्वर्ट करना, जिससे कंप्यूटर को निर्देश दिए जा सकें 0-1 की फॉर्म में। कंप्यूटर एक ही तरह की लैंग्वेज समझता है, वो है सिर्फ 0 और 1 की। 0 और 1 में प्रोग्राम लिखना काफ़ी कठिन था, इसलिए उसमें एरर को ढूंढना काफ़ी कठिन था, कॉम्प्लेक्स था, उसे मॉडिफाई करना, उसे मेंटेन करना भी कठिन था। अगर उसमें कोई एरर आता है तो उसे भी डिबग करना काफ़ी कठिन था। इसलिए हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में इंग्लिश अल्फ़ाबेट होता है जो समझ सकता है, इसलिए उसमें हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में लिखे गए प्रोग्राम में ईजी टू मॉडिफाई होते हैं, सिंपल टू मेंटेन, यानी कि हम उसे अच्छे से मेंटेन कर सकते हैं, उसे अच्छे से समझ सकते हैं। इसलिए हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में प्रोग्राम लिखे जाते हैं, प्रोग्राम फ्रेंडली होते हैं, कि प्रोग्रामर उसे ईजी समझ सकता है, ईजी टू अंडरस्टैंड कर सकता है। हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज का प्रोग्राम जाना है तो उसे ट्रांसलेट करना पड़ेगा ट्रांसलेटर द्वारा।
Okay, now I need to explain you this further. As you are familiar that computer languages are also called the programming languages. This is a terminology you need to memorize it. It is used to write or develop software programs for the computer. Computer languages can be divided into two categories. The one is the low level language and the other is high level language. The low level language is further divided into machine language and the assembly language. So when we are talking about the low level languages, machine language and assembly language are low level languages is machine dependent. It is like you have to depend on some work for the machine. You have to depend, it's a machine dependent, and code can be written for one machine might not work for the other. So if you are writing this code for the machine, then it cannot work on something else. So it's a kind of a thing which is dependent on something. As the word is dependent means that you are dependent or you are like in support for something for your usage. So in machine language is the language that computer understand, and machine language and assembly language, again I am telling you that it is coming in the category of low level language. Machine language is the language that the computer can understand and execute directly without translation. In machine language, each instruction is written in the form of a long string of zeros and one. Like any instruction, if you are giving in the machine language, so the usage is 0 and 1. As in the video, it was very elaborated in that way. A program written in machine language runs very fast. If the program is written in that machine language, it can run very fast because no translation is required, because the machine language the computer can understand it, so there is no requirement for any other further translation. These programs are however very difficult to write. And assembly language is the first language to use the words made with the letters of the English alphabet. So you know the difference is that it is very clear. From the machine language you have to use that 0-1 language and there is no need for the translation, but in assembly language there is a usage of letters instead of 0 and 1 in English alphabet. It was developed in 1950. It's an assembly language. Each instruction to the computer is given using a letter of combination. It tells the computer where the data is and what to do. Like machine language, assembly language is also machine dependent. So machine and assembly language both are dependent. They have to be converted so that the computer can understand it, and then there is this high level of languages. The wide use of the computers by the mid-1950s is led by the development of high-level languages. These languages use English and mathematical both symbols and can make the programming much more simpler. A program in a high-level language is also called what? Source program. A program which is run in high-level language is also called source program. It can run directly on the computer. Now it is not dependent, so it can run directly on the PC. It cannot run directly on the computer. It must be compiled or interpreted first. High level language computers are, like you can see, this already written high level language programs are machine independent. They don't need any support to be run. They can be run on a different types of computer without any change. Some of the examples of high level languages are BASIC, COBOL and Fortran, C++ and then Java. So this was all for today, and let me just give you a summary from this whole chart. High level language is much more friendly, whereas the low level is machine friendly and it is much more dependent. Low level is hard to understand, while the high level language is easy to understand. It is easy to modify in high level and difficult to modify or have a change in low level language, and it is easy to maintain in high level compared to low level language. So this is all for today. Let me share the slides for the homework, and you have to complete the homework as well. So as we have covered the whole chapter, now what you have to do is complete the objective questions. As you can see the answers from the chapter, and then you have to complete the descriptive questions, and they are very easy because I have not given you the whole descriptive questions. I have just given you from 1A to E, and if there is further any query or any confusion, you can ask me anytime.